Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Manufacturer ZOYI has kindly sent us another unit for review. Usually I wouldn't accept any multimeters for review at this time because I got like 20 multimeters and they keep piling up. But I accepted this model because this is a manual ranging multimeter and I have a thing for manual multimeters. And also this multimeter not only can measure the usual stuff that we can measure with a multimeter, it can also measure inductance. So for anyone who wants to get into electronic at the moment and they would like to go to switching power supplies or this kind of stuff, they can also measure inductance with this multimeter. While you are buying a multimeter for your work and it can provide some extra function, it's a good thing to me. So I accepted this unit for review only because it provides some functions that the usual device might not provide. Let's open this device. As usual, we get the multimeter itself. Let me tell you that the package from China was packed really well. Manual, probes, and also temperature measurement. As you can see, the multimeter comes in a blue accent and it is a manual ranging digital multimeter. It can measure voltages, AC, DC voltages, capacitance, hertz, temperature, also resistors, and it can measure currents up to 20 ampere. This is the device, and the only thing that interests me in this device is of course measuring inductance with this device. As you can see, I already added the battery. We are going to directly go to the test, and I don't want this video to be very long. As you can see, this multimeter can measure inductance too. As usual, we bring our digital multimeter test box and we will test this stuff with it to measure its accuracy, and at the end we will open it to see what's inside. As I said before, this is a really good multimeter for beginners in my opinion, because not only it can provide all the functions that the normal multimeters give you, it can also measure inductance, and on top of that the price of it is reasonable, so it's only cost as a normal multimeter and it brings you some extra function to your work. First, let's measure an inductance with this device. At the moment I don't have any precision inductance. This is just something I found for another project. As you can see, the measurement is in millihenry. If we multiply this by 1000, we will get microhenry, and the inductance of this inductor is 38 microhenry. So we can easily measure inductance with this multimeter. For our usual test, let's go to resistance. As this is a manual ranging multimeter, if we are changing our ranges beyond the thing that we have selected already, we need to change it manually. Let's go to the resistance. This is 0 ohm resistance 1%. This is very accurate, 0 ohm. This is 2.2 ohm. A little bit off. This is 22 ohm. This is 220 ohm. This is 2.2 kilo ohm. As you can see, it is out of range and we need to change the range. 2.2 kilo ohm. Again, we are out of range, we need to change the range. 22 kilo ohm. I think we need to change the range again. 220 kilo ohm. And finally, we can go to our 2.2 mega ohm resistor. Let's go with the capacitor. For capacitor, there is only one range. This is a 33 picofarad capacitor and it's not showing it. This is a 330 picofarad capacitor and it's showing it. This is a 33 nanofarad capacitor and it's showing it. I think we skipped the range. 3.3 nanofarad, 33 nanofarad, 330 nanofarad, 3.3 microfarad, 33 microfarad, and this is 330 microfarad. As you can see, the lower ranges are very fast, but when it gets to a bigger capacitance, it needs some time to settle down. Now let's go diode test. On this multimeter, apparently Buzzer and diode test are the same package. Select the buzzer. It's fast and it's latched. Let's go with the diodes. This is the Schottky diode. This is the rectifier diode. This is the red LED, orange LED, yellow LED, green LED, blue LED, and white LED. As you can see, all of our LEDs have been light up and the measurement is shown on the display. Now let's go with some measurement of voltages. We need to go over here for a DC measurement. This is 50 millivolt, 100 millivolt, 200 millivolt, 400 millivolt, 1 volt, and it's over ranging. You need to change the range. Now it is 1 volt, 2.5 volt, 5 volt, and this is 7.5 volt, which is over range. We need to change the range again. This is 7.5 volt. As we saw on the Unity multimeter, voltages under 1 volt are a little bit off, but not too much. It is very understandable for this range. Alright, we saw the test. Now I'm going to open it up and see what's inside. This multimeter uses 3 AA batteries, and for the battery cover they use the machine insert, so whenever you change the battery you are not going to strip the plastic. Also this multimeter all come with the unbreakable stand, so if you push the stand too much it's not going to break, as I'm going to demonstrate to you. I'm going to apologize and I'm going to try to cut it out with editing, but it's going to make a loud bang. Whenever you are using your multimeter and you are pushing it too much, you might be worried that you are going to break the stand, but with this multimeter, if you push this stand for too much, it's going to just come up, pop up, and you can open the screw and put it back in together. As you can see, it just come off and nothing has been broken. If you open this battery compartment again, now you can put this thing back in its place and it's like nothing has happened. Let's get on with our opening and tear down. Well, I did not expect that. It looks like there is a IC for the multimeter. I was expecting a blob chip on this price range, but it appears that this multimeter has an IC for its measurements. Very nice, very nice. You can see the number of IC. You can search it online if you want to see any documentation. I'm just opening this multimeter to see it inside, and then I'm gonna close it back. As I told you from the beginning of the video, I think this multimeter can be useful for anyone who wants to get into electronics for now, or anyone who wants to start working on switch mode power supplies and they don't want to spend a huge amount of money on an LCR meter. They can easily measure inductance with this multimeter, and the price of it is very low in compared to an LCR meter. I hope you find this teardown and review useful, and the information I provided to you in this video help you decide if you want to buy one of these tools or not. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to watch more stuff in future, that subscribe button so you wouldn't miss any videos. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I see you in another video. As bonus content, I'm going to show you that if you put this multimeter into current range, there will be a light over here that's going to warn us that we are into current range. If we accidentally select our current range and we put our multimeter into a current source, because this is a dead short between a ground and one of these terminals, we are going to put us into a troubling situation, and we don't want that. It's going to warn us to prevent that. I was going to give this multimeter 4 star out of 5, but because of this safety feature, I'm going to give it 5 star. This is a really good multimeter for beginners, and whoever wants to buy a multimeter for the first time, got everything that you need, can measure everything that you want, and it's going to be very useful in your journey in electronics. I like this device, I like this multimeter, the quality of it, the functionality of it. It's very nice, and I would hope that we see more multimeters like this, especially in the realm of auto-ranging multimeters. A multimeter that can measure also inductance, and a multimeter that implements safety features better than the rest of the multimeters in the market. The last thing I want to measure in this video is the frequency of measurement for inductance on this multimeter. As you can see in the screen, it's hovering around 670 Hz. It's lower than 1 kHz. This is completely fine for inductance while we are measuring inductance. If we need higher frequency, of course, we are going to refer to an RCR meter.